Hello everyone. I hope you're having a boogie-tastic day. I know I am. I've been looking forward to making this video for a while now and thought today would be the day that I would sit down and share with you my humble little Boogeyman collection. The 1980 Ulli Lommel classic that is near and dear to my heart. Hopefully it is also to some of you out there as well. Before I dive into the collection, I just wanted to talk about why this movie is so sentimental to me. And yeah, it goes back to 1992 when I was 9 years old. And I had seen the VHS on the shelf before at my video stores and decided to finally rent it. I thought it was a very striking cover, and it sparked my curiosity. And at first I was like, is this Evil Dead? Like, I thought it was Evil Dead. Honest mistake, honestly. Who is it? Shelley, I think, is in the window. But when I picked up the box, it was like kids, and I was like, okay, this is not the same movie. And I read a little bit of the synopsis, but I was just like, I'm just going to take this home. And I did, and put it on late that night. It was in the summer, and yeah, watched it and remembered thinking, what is this? I thought it was kind of bizarre. But it was also like someone threw Halloween, The Exorcist, Amityville Horror, and Dark Night of the Scarecrow into a blender and then served it on a farm. Yeah. I also vividly remember the place I rented it from was called Videoville, and it was in an old KFC building. So people in town would refer to it as Chicken Video. And then years later, in a nearby strip mall, a Chicken Video opened up. That was probably the one mom and pop video store I never went into. But yeah, so I rented it from Videoville, and it was in an old KFC. And they had a decent horror section. I also rented Mirror Mirror from there. It was a big to-do when the remake of Night of the Living Dead came out. We rented it from there. They had a big cardboard display. That movie was kind of huge where I was from. But yeah, this place had the VHS on the shelves with little pull tabs hanging from the little pegs. So actually, they were like nails. They were just nails, and the little tags, you would take them from under the VHS you wanted, take them to the sales associate, and then they would take the tab and match it to the cartridges. The VHS tapes would be behind the counter. So yeah, I remember. Not only do I have a collection, but I'm also going to share with you when I interviewed Ulli himself. And so yeah, that's coming up as well. So I think the best place to start is diving into the first item that I owned, which was this VHS box. And this has a funny story behind it. I special ordered the Boogeyman. This would have been like 2001, maybe even 2002. It had to have been 2001 because I wasn't working at Blockbuster yet. I special ordered it from Saturday Matinee in one of our malls. And I didn't like the VHS, the box. I didn't like the box. And so I called the place where I would frequently rent this from, a place called Movie Warehouse. We went there so often that I was friends with the woman who worked there. And she was the assistant manager. Her name was Pam Bean. And she loved my movie recommendations and would tell me, you should call me sometime. We should just talk about movies. And she told me to look her up in the phone book. I forgot her husband's name. And she's like, but it's bean, like the vegetable. So Pam Bean, wherever you are, I miss you, and I'm talking about you. Anyway, I call Movie Warehouse to see if she's working, and she is. And I'm like, Pam, I just special ordered this movie. I don't like the VHS box. Can I bring it down and trade it for the box that you guys have? And she's like, are you sure you want to do that? And I was like, yes, that would make me so happy. So she's like, why don't you just go ahead and head down here? I'll call the owner or whatever. And so yeah, by the time I got there, she had talked to him and it was okay to trade it out. And I was very happy. And she understood because she knew that I was a nerd. So, but yeah, that's how I got this box. So I had a brand new VHS, but the classic Wizard video box. But yeah, Pam was awesome. She was happy to do that for me. And oh, some great movies that she liked that I recommended to her were Razorblade Smile, City of the Walking Dead, Nightmare City, House by the Cemetery, and Brian De Palma's Sisters. Like, those were the movies that she was like, oh, wow, these are really good. And we called each other, or I called her, and we talked about them. Okay, next up is the Anchor Bay double feature DVD with the Devonsville Terror. And I have 2 copies of these. One I bought when I first got my DVD player. The other one my brother bought me because, in his words, he remembered me geeking out over this movie. So, that. And it came in handy because, well, first of all, I was like, I, of course, have this, but I do plan to keep a double copy. In case something happens or, you know, whatever. It's nice to have doubles. So it did come in handy because when I went to my friend's house, who's my brother from another mother who I met through my brother, I took a copy of this, and when I was leaving, we couldn't find it. And then he found it months later in like a completely different room. It was kind of weird, but and we still talk about that. But anyway, yeah, I will never get rid of this. It's a classic. It's a classic Anchor Bay DVD, and comes with a nice little, almost like a mini poster, and just the inside is chapter selections. But yeah, I'll never let that go. This was Simon's DVD. So it's the Danish release from Another World Entertainment. They do fantastic work. We watched this on my visit in 2019. So I have watched this particular copy. And I remember it looked great. But what's interesting is on the back here, there are 2 images from the Devonsville Terror. I find that hilarious. Nothing really on the inside. I do think the disc is cool. And here I have my German media book from CMV Laservision. I always want to say CNC Music Factory. Anyway, this was a gift from an old bandmate of mine, Tony Proffer, the guitarist from our band Howling, our ex-band Howling. And he bought this for me at Horror Hound, Cincinnati in 2013. And it was a nice upgrade at the time. I'll do it like this. This is better. Nice German media book. And it comes with the soundtrack. So it has the disc here, soundtrack list there. Open it up, and then there's the disc, naturally. So, and yeah, I mean, this did its job, and I've since upgraded it. But again, part of the collection, I'll never get rid of it. And yeah, and hello, ultimate upgrade, because I've only watched the Blu-ray, which was already an upgrade in quality, but 4K. I'm trying to hold off until late summer, early fall, because I can watch this any time of the year, but that's my favorite time to put it on, and hopefully I can make it till then. Probably won't. I'll probably be putting it on because I do want to see and hear this in 4K. Anyway, upgrade. Again, the quality of just the Blu-ray was enough, but the special features on this are magnifique. I have a commentary track with Terrell Tannen, and Scenes from a Marriage, a 39-minute brand new interview with actress Suzanna Love, which was worth the upgrade alone. Boogeyman and So On, a 34-minute interview with cinematographer David Sperling. Pickup Girl, an 8-minute interview with actress Catherine Tambini. She's the one in the barn. If you've seen the movie, she's flirting with Willie, and he picks her up by the throat. I guess that's why they call it Pickup Girl. Cuts from the Mirror, that's a 20-minute interview with editor Terrell Tannen. Boogeyman as Art, a 15-minute brand new interview with camera operator Jörg V. Walter, and archival interview with Ulli Lommel, which is 18 minutes, and the theatrical trailer and TV spots. Again, worth the upgrade for quality and for all the special features. I love the slipcase. I'm not a stickler on slipcases. Like, I don't have to have them. I think they're nice. They're kind of like a VHS. A nod to VHS, because, you know, VHS are referred to as slipcases. But again, I don't have to have them. I love this one, though. I love the colors. I love how the poster art is kind of obscured through there. That's really nice. Just beautiful imagery. They did a great job on this. I'm usually more of like a, why didn't they just stick with the original art or poster or whatever? But that's what this is for also. But I love this. Vinegar Syndrome is one of my top favorite labels. So, and the back here. Can't go without showing this. Father Riley. He's going to stay for dinner and have some acorn squash and beans and chicken. And as you see, a nice little mini poster here in a nice frame. I've had this since 2010, I think. I would love to have a massive regular size poster at some point, but the mini poster is nice. The t-shirt you see here was one that I made during my time with my own zine, Evilspeak Magazine. I created it, but I did leave it behind. And, yeah, this was one of the t-shirts. This is one of my favorite t-shirts that was made. And I have since wanted to do a t-shirt with the image of her with the mirror on her eye. I've looked into doing t-shirts. The prices, my God, have they gone up. I'm old and haven't been in the game for a few years. And I was like, God damn. But yeah, I still wear this. Try not to wear it too often. Speaking of Evilspeak, when I created this, I had hoped that it would lead to some great things. And interviewing quite a few people for this zine was definitely part of one of the many great things that this brought. I'm not sad that I left it behind. I'm happy that I created it, and I'm happy that it basically led me to where I am now in life. And I will be reprinting all of the interviews that I did for all the issues of Evilspeak for something else, but I'll talk about that later. But this is the Ulli interview, and it turned out great. I contacted him on Facebook, and he was in Brazil working on a film or some kind of project. And he said that he had some days coming up where they were going to be taking a break and they were going to be off, and he would answer my questions then. So I sent him the questions, and yeah, like a few days later, I had he sent the interview back. We had a few messages back and forth, small talk, and yeah, obviously I had to get his address to send him a copy of the zine. And he got a copy. He got his copy. He let me know he got his copy and said that the zine as a whole looked amazing and was proud to see his movies being featured, and that he really enjoyed the interview. So it means a lot to me to have the Boogeyman and Ulli as part of this first debut issue of my first zine. And yeah, like I said, I'll be reprinting a lot of stuff from Evilspeak. Oh, and I did Devonsville Terror as well. Yeah, oh, this is what I'm talking about doing a shirt of. I would love to have that on a shirt, but I don't know. We'll see. Hey guys, editing me here, and I just realized I didn't mention that I wrote a song about the Boogeyman, and for my band Howling that I previously mentioned in the video. I will link that below. So any thrashy death metal fans out there, the album is A Beast Conceived. The song is called From Spectral Mirrors. So yeah, it's there if you want to listen to it. And oh, and then another you'll hear in my HEXENHOLLOW PRESS TV intro that the riff is borrowed from the Boogeyman theme. The song is Bone Altar with my band CAULDRON. So yeah, a lot of influence there from the Boogeyman, but also Devonsville Terror. I also wrote a song about that. I know this is a Boogeyman video. I will link all that below. Burning Inquisition, Scaremaker. Anyway, now on to the grand finale. Okay, the grand finale here is the Chodefest tape. So I guess technically this was my first item that I owned because I recorded this in 2000. I was 16, and it was the rental copy from Movie Warehouse that I was watching. I also recorded myself watching Boogeyman 2. This was my actual copy, though, the one that I have it right here. I bought this in '99 at Kroger. Not Kroger Video, Kroger. They had it in a random Halloween decoration dump bin with some other horror movies that I don't even remember. I just saw this and I was like, this is going home with me. And it was only $3.99. And yep, took it home. And so I owned this before I even owned the first one. That's funny. Do I like this movie? No. I love it. It's not great. It's not perfect, but it's perfect by my standards. And I have fun watching it, and I laugh at a lot of things in it. Anyway, these tapes, you will be able to hear these. I'm going to upload them to Patreon. I'm doing it to Patreon to avoid any potential rights issues that I may have. And yeah, it's just me, 16 years old, playing the movie in the background, recording it, and just having fun. And here, I made some stupid liner notes. And if you're reading it, if you're wondering who Albert is, that's an inside joke with me and my childhood best friend. We were like, if we ever do a band or whatever, we've got to have a fake name in there somewhere that only we know about. And my friend was like, Albert. So then that became the thing. Anyway, yeah. I will be putting these on Patreon. What can you expect from these? Well, first of all, I'm going to do a whole other video talking about the whole series of tapes and explaining further into these tapes. And, but yeah, what can you expect? I'm 16. And I was 17 when I recorded this one. So there's a lot of God, which I've done that since I was a kid. I still do it. Now my children do it. But yeah, there's a lot of God. And what the hell? What the hell? And the scene where Jake, Lacey's husband, is like when she has the mirror on the eye and she turns around, she's like, get away. And his eyes start bleeding. I'm like, God, are his eyes bleeding mustard? Or something like that. I hadn't listened to it in a while, but I remember the part where he's like on the ground with bloody eyes, and I'm like, get up. You aren't hurt at all. The scene where the teenagers are at the beach and you you just hear the movie playing in the background, and then you hear me go, one hot dog for 4 people? God! Like I get passionate about that one hot dog, and there's 4 people. I don't know. Anyway, yeah. If you want to hear it, it will be on Patreon eventually. Whoa! I hope you enjoyed the video.
Alright, that wasn't too bad.
Like, comment, subscribe. You know the drill.
The driller killer is coming.
Until next time. Dismissed.
Suitcase? You need a suitcase, man!